Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dobbs Davis here for the Tuesday evening report on the Newport Bermuda race. As you can see by our tracker, there's not much to report. There are not many boats left on the course. Here we've got a collection of mostly cruising division boats that are on their way in. The wind is very light here, 315 at half a knot, so they're going to be struggling to get in. A little bit stronger over here, but very light and variable wind conditions for tonight through tomorrow morning. And these remaining boats may struggle a bit and weigh the options of trying to head toward the lights and decide how they're going to get there. But certainly the corrected time door is closed for most of the other teams that are out there in the St. David's and certainly Gibbs Hill divisions. So with that, I wanted to spend a little bit of time looking at some analysis of who did well and why they did well. So I'm going to turn off all the boats and just focus for a moment on the Gibbs Hill Big Boat Division in Class 10. If we zoom out, we can see that the track for this class was very much a straight one. If you compare it to where all the boats were, then you can see it's pretty straight track. Now, the one deviation in track to the south of the rum line was Rima 2. But if we take them off, you can see that this is very straight track indeed for the big boats, the big fast boats in Gibbs Hill Division. So the question is, why is it so straight, and what accounts for that? Well, part of it, of course, is weather. These guys were ahead of the others in missing a low-pressure system that developed over Bermuda and moved to the northeast on Sunday and into Sunday night. These guys got in ahead of that, so they were in the strong northeasterly breeze. Some of them had a little bit of a squall as that system went over Bermuda to have a little bit of downwind sailing toward the very end. But essentially, they were on a port tack fetch the entire race. So essentially, very straight track. Their ability to stay on course is also by the fact that they have often some very specialty sails, jib tops, jib reaching sails, as well as spinnaker reaching sails that are flat and really suited for small changes in wind angle. That's quite a bit different than what a lot of other boats have in their sail inventories. So that's kind of our broad brush explanation for the Gibbs Hill division boats. But now let's look over at St. David's division and Class 3. Class 3, of course, won by Carina, and we'll highlight Carina's track here. Carina shown in pink. They are the overall St. David's Lighthouse Trophy winner, or will be when it gets confirmed finally on Thursday, but they're the provisional winner now. And you can see that their track is much different than the Gibbs Hill. I'm also going to highlight another interesting boat, and this is Black Watch. This is a very old design, a ketch design that was in Class 6. They won their class, and see if I can highlight them, and there they are. Now, I'm going to turn off the Gibbs Hill boats now and just focus on these two. So these are two class winners, Black Watch in Class 6 and Carina Class 3 in overall. Notice the similarity in their tracks. They've deviated from rum line to the south a bit, that again due to weather, but part of it due to some of the strategy. Earlier today, I didn't talk with him, but John Romanier had talked with the guys in Carina and navigator Lexi Gohagen, and Lexi said that one of their strategies was to keep the boat going fast. They weren't slavishly trying to stay on the rum line and cut down the distance, but the trade-off of distance versus speed, of course, is one that all navigators face, and their strategy was to stay with speed. So as that low pressure came through for them on Sunday and clocked off this way, the wind went from being northeast to north, so they got lifted basically. And you can see that in their track. So they're reaching along, and then they get lifted, staying on the same angle. Then they probably changed sails to the spinnaker, got lifted more and more coming down here, then jibed, and then maybe jibed again as the wind went even further aft, and then went all the way around as that low pressure system marched off to the northeast. So that it's really remarkable how you see this same kink in their tracks for Blackwatch and Carina. And again, that's just due to the unique weather that they had on Sunday. So that's going to wrap up my Tuesday evening show. By now, most of you will have tuned into the website and in the Twitter feeds. There's some great videos out there and some great war stories floating around the internet. Just tune into that, and I'm sure we'll hear more here in the next several hours. And then tomorrow I'm going to do a final wrap-up report looking at the whole race and some of the other navigational and weather strategies involved. So for Tuesday evening, this is Dobbs Davis, and I will see you tomorrow.